Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be doing another first impressions review on this eyeshadow palette. This time this one is from W7. This one is the Whatever palette, and I think this is what everyone's calling as the dupe for the Riveria palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I haven't tried that particular palette, but I am familiar with Anastasia's formulation in terms of eyeshadow, and I'm also familiar with W7's eyeshadows. If you guys would like to see my previous review on a W7 palette, I will link it on the screen and also down in the description box down below. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with my format, I basically just play around with the eyeshadows on my eyes and see whether or not they are going to perform. If you guys live in Australia and you guys would like to get your hands on W7 cosmetics, they are available at Chemist Warehouse. If you go online, I'm sure you guys can find other places that sell them, but I got mine from Chemist Warehouse, and from memory this was, I think, under 15 Australian dollars, which is really inexpensive considering how many shadows you get in here. You basically get 14 eyeshadows, and from what I can tell, 6 of the shades on the top row are actually shimmer and everything else is matte, so that's actually pretty good. I actually prefer eyeshadow palettes that have more matte shades as opposed to shimmer shades. Okay, so I've got this eyeshadow primer. This one is from NYX. This one is the HD Studio one. I don't know if they still make this. I recently discovered that a lot of the makeup that I have in my collection are like discontinued, limited edition. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you look it up online and you can't find it, yeah, chances are it's been discontinued because I'm a makeup hoarder. So honestly, I don't even throw out my makeup unless they've gone off in my collection, even if they're like 8 years old. Sometimes they just still work, so I still use them. Okay, so let's dive into this palette. Let's have a look at the color selection once more, and I don't know what look I would like to do today. Okay, so I've just had a look at my Instagram feed and I've just realized I've done a lot of cool tones, so let's switch it up. Let's go warm tone this time. So I'm going to use the brush that this palette comes with, and let's actually test it out if it's good as well. Okay, I think I'm going to grab the shade Bubbles and use this as like a transition shade. Oh, and by the way, I am wearing contact lenses. These ones are from Solotica. These are from the Gemstone collection. I believe these are in the shade Jade. If you guys would like to purchase these lenses, I have a discount code down in the description box down below that will give you guys 10% off all orders at visionmarketplace.com. Just use my affiliate link or my affiliate code. You don't have to use it, obviously, but if you do, I really would appreciate it. This is building up really well on my eyes. I'm really impressed so far. Okay, little commentary about the blending brush. It's okay. I don't feel like it's very domed. It's almost kind of flat, almost. There's a slight curvature to it. Normally for big areas like this, I do prefer something that's really tapered. That way I can really distribute the color a bit more, but you know, this is fine for something that comes with a palette. Okay, next I'm going to grab Pop Art, which is the pinky shade in this palette. This one I would say hot pink. I'm going to put this in the crease. Scratch that, that didn't work. I'm going to grab this brush. I think this one is a Morphe M330, and I'm going to grab Pop Art, and I am going to change direction, and I'm just going to pop this in the inner corner like this because I really want a really loud pop of pink. Okay, this is a really nice hot pink. It's really popping on my eyelid. I'm really feeling this shade. I initially just wanted to put it in the inner corner, like the inner corner crease. But I accidentally started blending it down, so I thought I'd bring it down to the actual eyelid as well to see how it would look, and it actually looks really nice. Okay, next I'm going to grab another sort of like blending type brush, and I'm going to grab the shade Royal. Of course I was going to go for purple. I mean, it's one of those shades in a palette that you just need to use. So pretty. And pretty much just in the outer corner into the outer V. You know, I'm really tempted to just do an all matte shade eyeshadow look. I've been really loving that, but I can't. I have to use one of the shimmer shades. I think I'm going to use Fake ID, which is that purple one, in a second on the lid. but I might do it as a cut crease. I might, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, this purple does have a bit of fallout. Like I can see a little bit of that fallout, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I've seen worse from honestly drugstore and higher end eyeshadow palettes. This is decent. I remember saying this in my other W7 video, but I do honestly feel that W7 has improved their formula over the years, because I remember when I first started using their eyeshadow palettes, they were just meh, they weren't good. Pigmentation wasn't there, quality was terrible, and yeah, it wasn't nice, it wasn't pleasurable to use. Whereas now these new ones, they seem to be really upping the quality, and I'm really pleased about that. By the way, I'm just using that coral shade, which is again called Bubbles. I don't think I mentioned that. To kind of like just blend the edges. I am going to cheat for this little cut crease look, and I'm going to grab a flat brush. This one is like a concealer type brush. This is the Morphe M167, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of finishing spray or setting spray, that sort of stuff. Anything like that will work. So what I'm going to do is load my brush first with Fake ID, just like that, and then I am going to go ahead and spritz my brush, and then going to dip back into the palette and grab Fake ID again, and then I'm going to do like a halo, like mid halo, and I'm just going to look down, and then pretty much where the pupil is, I am going to almost like draw or paint it down, I should say. Okay, it's not working as well as I planned, but I'm gonna try and make this work. Eyeshadow is a little bit drier than other shimmer eyeshadows, which is making it a little bit harder to blend, but still doable, I think. But for most shimmer eyeshadows, if you do this, you can create that sort of effect, which is what I'm trying to do, but I think it's not working as well as I hoped, but I think it's still giving me that halo effect on the eyes. Okay, so I have to say I'm not 100% happy with how that shimmer happened in the middle. Maybe my technique, maybe the eyeshadow is a little bit drier compared to what I'm used to. I'm not really sure. But it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. If you guys are interested to see what other products I'm going to use for my base and everything else, I'll have a little tutorial linked down in the description box down below to my Instagram, so you guys can see this little 1-minute tutorial. But otherwise, let's move on to the lower lash line. Okay, I've pretty much got the rest of my makeup on, and now I'm going to put on a blue eyeliner on the waterline. This one is from Maybelline. This one is the tattoo liner in Striking Navy. I wanted to use a purple for this look, but I couldn't find my purple eyeliners. All I could find was blue, so this is going to have to do. Going back into the palette, I'm going to grab that shade Royal, which is that purple again, and I'm just going to layer that on top of that blue. For the inner corner, I'm going to grab that really pink shade. I think it's called Hooky. Yeah, Hooky. I was hoping for something a little bit lighter, but this is going to have to do. I'm just going to pop that into the inner corner. Just as sort of like a little bit of a highlight. Okay, that kind of works. I was hoping for a slightly lighter shade to make this work, but I think that's going to work. Now, if I wanted to, I'd really just grab another highlighter, something a bit lighter, just to put it on top to make it a little bit brighter. But I think this is going to work. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go ahead and pop on some lashes, do my lipstick, and talk to you guys about my opinion on this eyeshadow palette. Ta-da! This is a final look, guys, and I know I do a lot of pink and purple looks in general, but I can never get sick of this combination of pink and purples. It's so good, and it is so good when you can find an eyeshadow palette that doesn't cost an arm and a leg to actually show up on my skin tone. Now, granted, I don't have the deepest skin tone out there, but you know, sometimes when you go to the drugstore and you get a colourful eyeshadow palette, sometimes no matter how many layers you put on, it just doesn't show up. And this is so not the truth for this particular palette. I am so blown away. I'm so impressed with W7. I mean, yes, a lot of the designs and stuff can be a little bit like a dupe, and you can say like you're taking away other people's hard work, but let's put that aside and let's just talk about the products themselves. They're really good. They're really good quality. I am very, very impressed. The colors, the pigmentation is so good. I mean, yes, these are pressed pigments, so they're bound to be a little bit more pigmented compared to the regular eyeshadows out there, but the fact that you can get them for under 20 Australian dollars is just mind-blowing. I think W7 is probably one of the most... I think W7's eyeshadow palettes are probably one of the most underrated. Honestly, I don't see a lot of Australian YouTubers talking about them or Instagram people talking about them. So I think I'm definitely going to try out a little bit more from their brand instead of just using their eyeshadow. I want to see what else they can do that it's good. But anyway, I mean, what else can I say? This palette is super impressive for under $20. It's so good. Pigmentation is definitely there. I don't think these eyeshadows are patchy whatsoever. The shimmer eyeshadows, I do feel a little bit drier compared to other shimmer shadows that I've tried from different brands. Even using the finishing spray method to kind of like get the eyeshadow wet to like really apply better. It didn't apply as well, so it's not as buttery. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you guys would like to watch the tutorial on how I created all of this makeup on my face, I'll have it linked down in the description box down below to a Instagram tutorial. And that is pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.